Reacher's brutal fight scenes and gritty realism don't happen by accident. Behind Amazon's hit series lies a production process with rules stricter than military protocol. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on what it really takes to bring Jack Reacher to life. The physical standards for the cast represent perhaps the most visible and demanding requirements. Alan Ritchson's transformation into the 6'5", 250-pound drifter set the tone for the entire production. Cast members undergo mandatory fitness assessments before filming begins, with personalized regimens designed not just for aesthetics, but functional strength and movement quality. Background actors playing Reacher's opponents must meet minimum size requirements to maintain the visual scale established in the books. This physical protocol extends beyond the gym. Nutritionists create individualized meal plans that cast members must follow, with protein intake and timing strictly monitored throughout production. The lead actors' contracts include clauses prohibiting substantial weight fluctuation during filming seasons. These aren't vanity metrics. They're production necessities for a show where physical presence is a storytelling element. The combat scenes operate under perhaps the most stringent rulebook. Cast members must complete a minimum of 4 weeks of specialized fight training before filming begins, regardless of previous experience. The stunt coordinator maintains veto power over casting decisions if performers can't execute the required techniques safely. Unlike many productions that rely heavily on quick cuts and camera tricks, Reacher mandates extended single-take fight sequences that require perfect execution from all participants. There's a zero-tolerance policy for unauthorized improvisation during fight scenes. Every strike, block, and fall is meticulously choreographed and must be executed exactly as planned. This isn't artistic restraint, but safety protocol. When Ritchson delivers a punch that appears to connect, timing precision determines whether his co-star goes home intact. Cast members who repeatedly miss their marks face removal from combat scenes regardless of their character's importance. While many productions prioritize safety, Reacher implements a multi-tiered approval system that exceeds industry standards. Each stunt sequence requires sign-off from 4 separate departments before filming: the stunt coordinator, safety officer, insurance representative, and the director. This quadruple verification process can delay production but establishes a culture where safety overrides schedule concerns. The production employs a 3 strikes rehearsal policy unique to high-impact sequences. Any combat move must be successfully executed 3 consecutive times in slow motion before attempting it at full speed. Cast members are prohibited from discussing or demonstrating stunts outside designated rehearsal areas to prevent casual practice without proper supervision. The production maintains a dedicated medical team specifically trained in combat-related injuries rather than relying on general set medics. Environmental safety receives extraordinary attention. Before filming water sequences in Season 3, the entire stunt team underwent specialized cold water immersion training. The production developed a proprietary communication system for underwater stunts, with safety divers positioned outside camera frames, but within 3 seconds reach of performers. Cast members must pass swimming proficiency tests, regardless of whether their characters enter water, ensuring everyone can assist in emergency situations. Perhaps most notably, the production maintains a fresh eyes policy, bringing in additional safety personnel who haven't been involved in planning to evaluate stunts independently before execution. This external perspective helps identify risks that might be overlooked by teams who've become habituated to danger through repeated rehearsals. Several stunt performers have noted this practice as uniquely thorough compared to other action productions. Dialogue delivery comes with its own set of commandments. The production team implements what they call the economy of words rule. If a character's point can be made in fewer words, the script is revised. This applies particularly to Reacher himself, whose terse communication style is considered a cornerstone of the character. Cast members report receiving notes for adding even slight verbal embellishments to their lines. The accent work undergoes rigorous monitoring. Dialogue coaches record all table reads, with mandatory remedial sessions for any performer whose accent drifts from their established baseline. Military terminology and jargon receive special attention from technical advisors who have final say over pronunciation and usage. The production employs former military police officers who evaluate and correct the cast's physicality, terminology, and procedural accuracy. The visual language of the show imposes its own distinct requirements. Cast members must adapt to the show's no vanity filming approach. Unlike most television productions, Reacher shoots its performers from unflattering angles under harsh lighting, and often without the cosmetic adjustments typically deployed to enhance appearance. This creates the show's distinctive, gritty aesthetic, but requires performers to surrender the protection most productions offer. There's a strict prohibition against what the production team calls action movie faces, the exaggerated expressions often seen in less authentic combat scenes. Performers are instructed to maintain naturalistic reactions even during the most intense sequences. This extends to pain responses, with technical advisors ensuring that injuries manifest with medically accurate timing and symptoms rather than dramatic convenience. Location shooting brings additional rules designed to maintain the show's geographical authenticity. Cast members receive detailed briefing packages for each setting, including local dialectical patterns, regional mannerisms, and environmental adaptations that would shape their characters. Despite shooting primarily in Canada, performers must embody the specific American regions portrayed in each season. Weather conditions are treated as integral elements of the production. The cast works through various temperatures, as the production rarely shifts schedules for comfort. This creates the weathered, environment-shaped appearance that defines the show's visual identity. Several cast members have noted the production's commitment to maintaining shooting schedules regardless of environmental conditions. The production's approach to set design follows an unusual, lived history mandate that goes beyond typical period accuracy. Rather than creating environments that simply look appropriate for their setting, designers must develop a complete historical timeline for each location, documenting how the space would have evolved over decades of use. This extends to elements that may never appear on camera. The inside of drawers, the contents of file cabinets, and the underside of furniture all must contain period-appropriate materials. The production employs what they call the fingerprint rule. Every set must contain evidence of human interaction that predates the narrative. This includes wear patterns on floors, stains on countertops, and usage marks on equipment. Set decorators are prohibited from placing items in aesthetically pleasing arrangements if this contradicts functional reality. The position of furniture, tools, and personal items must reflect practical use rather than compositional beauty. Color palettes undergo unusually strict regulation. The production maintains a proprietary reference system, specifically developed for Reacher, that restricts certain combinations to particular geographic regions and socioeconomic contexts. This ensures visual consistency across disparate locations while subtly communicating information about the environments. Lighting designers must submit test footage demonstrating how their plans will interact with these color schemes before set construction begins. Digital set extensions face perhaps the most rigorous restrictions. Any computer-generated environment must be based on documented real-world locations rather than design convenience. The production requires photogrammetric surveys of actual structures that match the narrative requirements, ensuring that even digitally created spaces maintain architectural and geographical authenticity. This approach significantly increases pre-production costs, but delivers the grounded realism that defines the series. The attention to authenticity extends to ambient sound design for each environment. Audio engineers capture location-specific background noise profiles that match the physical spaces represented on screen. These environmental soundscapes are then integrated into post-production audio rather than using generic ambient sound libraries. This creates a subliminal auditory authenticity that reinforces the visual realism without calling attention to itself. The wardrobe department operates under perhaps the most counterintuitive mandate in television: the pursuit of calculated ordinariness. Cast members are prohibited from requesting more flattering or stylish variations of their assigned costumes. The production's lived-in aesthetic means clothing is artificially aged, with brand new items forbidden even for background performers. For Richson and other principal cast, costume restrictions extend beyond filming hours. Their contracts include clauses about maintaining their characters' physical appearance throughout production, including haircuts, sun exposure, and even facial hair grooming schedules. These standards ensure visual continuity, but require significant personal adjustment for performers accustomed to more autonomy. Technical proficiency requirements distinguish Reacher from most contemporary productions. Cast members portraying military or law enforcement characters must demonstrate weapons handling proficiency that goes far beyond standard actor training. They undergo certification processes typically reserved for tactical professionals, with technical advisors empowered to demand additional training for anyone falling short of standards. Vehicle operation follows similar protocols. Rather than relying exclusively on stunt drivers and clever editing, performers must complete advanced driving courses for scenes involving pursuit or evasive maneuvering. This technical precision extends to everyday activities, The production team insists that even mundane actions like checking a pulse or examining evidence be performed with professional-level accuracy. The production's commitment to authenticity creates perhaps the most unusual rule: the restriction of acting choices that contradict real-world expertise. Cast members with extensive screen experience must adapt to having their performance decisions reviewed not just by directors concerned with dramatic effect, but by technical consultants focused on procedural accuracy. This attention to technical precision distinguishes Reacher from typical action productions. This extends to emotional expression as well. The production maintains guidelines about appropriate emotional responses based on character background. Military characters are directed to display emotional reactions consistent with their training and experience. This creates the show's distinctive emotional restraint, but requires performers to work within narrower, expressive parameters than typically seen in television acting. And there you have it, the demanding production rules that shape the world of Reacher. From physical transformation to technical precision, from environmental adaptation to emotional restraint, these behind-the-scenes protocols reveal the detailed approach that creates the show's distinctive authenticity. Drop a comment below sharing which aspect of the production surprised you most. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more behind-the-scenes insights into your favorite shows. Until next time.